Hey folks, welcome to Dave in Hat. I hope you all are doing good and keeping well. So this is the third session in the Linux privilege escalation series. So we are here with it. So let's get started. And wait, one more thing. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get started. So here we are on the screen with the third session, which is task 6, Linux privilege escalation with sudo. So if you know Linux, so by now you definitely know that if you want to run any command using privileges of root, then you definitely need sudo. So the sudo command by default allows you to run programs with root privileges. Under some conditions, system administrator may need to give regular users some flexibility on their privileges. For example, a SOC engineer or a SOC analyst may need to use nmap regularly but would not cleared for full root access. In this situation, the system administrator can allow user to run nmap with root privileges while keeping its regular privilege level throughout the rest of the system. So here they're trying to say the simple thing. If, as I just mentioned, if you are familiar with Linux, then you definitely know to run commands through root privileges you need sudo. Okay, if you're not a root user, for sure. So there could be some misconfiguration conditions, then we might use those conditions to escalate our privileges. In the scenario that they have mentioned in this text, there could be a user which is a low privileged user but need to run some privileged commands. Let's say, for example, a SOC analyst is there, need to run nmap on a regular basis but does not qualify to be having root privileges or sudo privileges or having sudo to run any commands on the system. There comes that we give some exceptional permissions to a particular user. So if any user can check its current situations related to root privileges using the sudo -l command. So simply you can go and type sudo -l to check if the user has any root privileges to run any of the commands. Okay. Then post that. If you find something, then you can definitely go into gtfobins. That is on the GitHub, and that is a repository where you can look for any exploit that you can use to escalate to sudo privileges, and definitely we are going to use it here in this session. Okay, let's not waste much time. Okay, there's one more thing. We'll have to go through the text so that we are clear with the situation, how we are going to proceed further. So leveraging application functions. Okay, some applications will not have a known exploit within the context. Such an application you may see in Apache 2 server. So there could be a possibility that if you go to gtfobins, okay, gtfobins, you might not find a particular exploit for something in that context. Like for example, that they have mentioned it's Apache 2 server, you won't find it there. But there are plenty of things that you can use. Could be applications itself misconfigurations. Let's see how they have mentioned it over here. In this case, we can use a hack to leak information leveraging a function of the application. So here we are going to leverage an application's function itself. As in case of Apache 2, has an option that supports loading alternative configuration files using -f. Then specify an alternative server configuration file. So you can load a alternative file as a server configuration file, and you can try to read a file which is being used by a privileged user. Okay, let's say, for example, in this case we can load xc shadow files using this option. Okay, moving further. Then another thing that we can use is leverage LD preloads. Okay, now we are going to learn what it is. Let's read through the text, and side by side I'll be explaining that. On some systems, you may see LD preload environment options. Okay, once you'll type sudo -l to check the condition for that particular user, if any command that they can run as sudo. Okay, then you might find a keep environment env _keep with LD preload. Okay, then you can leverage that function. LD preload is a function that allows any program to use shared libraries. Okay, shared libraries, this could be in some cases that you have to use some libraries alternatively, regularly in some programs, and you don't want to write it again and again for different users or for some different person. No, you don't want to do that. Then you can have some shared objects or shared libraries that could be used by anyone in the system. Okay, so if the env keep option is enabled, we can generate a shared library which will be loaded and executed before the program is run. Okay, please note that LD preload option will be ignored if the real user ID is different from the effective user. So we need to make sure that the effective user that we are in and the user ID that has to be the same. So how we proceed for that and how do we check? The steps of this privilege escalation vector can be summarized as follows. So first is check for LD preload with the env keep option as we just mentioned. Then write a simple C code compiled as a shared object with .so extension file. Run the program with sudo writes and the LD preload option pointing to our .so file or shared object file. And what is that program? This is the simple program in C that you can see. Okay, then here in this program what we are doing is we are unsetting the environment, unset environment LD preload, then setting GID, the group ID, to 0, setting UID to 0, then we are calling bin bash from the system, that is the root, that will definitely bring up the root shell. Okay, we can save this code as shell.c or anything with .c extension and compile it using GCC into a shared object file using the following parameters. Okay, now you're going to compile the file with the given parameters. Next, moving further, we will run sudo. Okay, with we'll run LD preload with sudo privileges pointing towards the file with the .so extension that we have created, right? And once we do that, we'll definitely get the shell as we can see in the screenshot over here. Okay, so I think without wasting much time, let's get started with the lab and let's get some on the hands-on. I'll keep this side by side. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just simply copy the IP address from here and there we go, SSH. There goes the IP address, not this way, there goes the IP address, -l to specify the user, which is Karen's, CAREN, if I'm not wrong. Okay, the password goes, the super secure password, I hope I've given the user wrong. Okay, let me scroll up, it's just Karen's, KAREN, okay, there we go, it's Karen, there goes the password. So first question says, how many programs can the user Karen run on the target system with sudo writes? Simple question. Just simply type sudo -l command, which will give you what all programs that Karen's can run using sudo. Okay, user Karen may run the following commands on IP this with no password and with sudo writes, that is find, less, and nano. So what I'll do, I'll just simply type 3 to answer the question. That was the correct answer. There we go. Moving further, what it's asking for, what is the content of the flag2.txt file? Before that, I would definitely should know what is the location of the flag2 file, flag2.txt file, to look for the flag. So what I'll do, I'll just simply try to find out the file where it is situated. Find -name. Okay, I forgot to mention where to look for. In the root, -name, flag2. We can keep it like this only. Flushing the flashing the output to dev null. It could not find anything. Let me try to find it with the exact name. Find in root hyphen name flag 2.txt 2/dev/null. There we go. Okay, and here's the file. We got the location. It's home ubuntu flag 2.txt. Now it can run find, less, and nano. And as per the text that we have read, if we want to escalate the privileges, then we can definitely use get 4 bins. Okay, and I'll just simply type find if we can find something here, and there we go. If we want to spawn a shell, we can use the given commands. If we want to use sudo, then we can use these commands. There we go. Okay, shell. It can be used to break out from the restricted environment by spawning an interactive system shell, as we are here. Because we are in the restricted environment, we need to escalate. Okay, then SUID bit set. So we'll be learning about that in the next session. So let's keep it for there. Okay, sudo. If any binary is allowed to run a super user by sudo, it does not drop the elevated privileges and may be used to access the file system, escalate, or maintain privilege accesses. So we can use it this way as well. Okay, so let's try to break out into root shell using this command. Let's just simply copy and paste it here. I don't think so it did any good to us. No, we are still Karens. Okay, let me use this because we could use find command as sudo. So I'll just simply copy and paste it. There we go. And here we are. We are as root. If I want to check it, who am I? Who am I? I am root. Now I can simply go and read the file. Home ubuntu flag 2.txt, and there is the content to the flag. Let me copy it, go back, paste it, and damn, great, that was the right answer. If I love to look for less or nano, how we can privilege these two, then let me go back simply and let's check if we have anything for less. Yes, we have. And for nano, yes, we do have for nano also. We can use sudo to escalate the privileges. Okay, so the next question here says, how would you use nmap to spawn a root shell if your user had sudo rights on nmap? Simply go to gtfo bins, and there you go. I'll simply type nmap, and there we are. Let's look for sudo, and I think this should work. Sudo nmap, and this script is going to work for us, I think. Okay, no, not the correct answer. Let me try this one. Yeah, this should work. Yeah, okay, there we go. That was the correct answer. Okay, input echo is disabled. Okay, then we can use this. The interactive mode available on version so and so can be used to execute shell commands. Okay, if nmap has so as it was defined in the situation above, that if a junior SOC analyst or someone is having the privileges to run nmap with sudo, then we can use this command to escalate to the privileges. Okay, so what is the hash of Frank's password? So if we are root, as you can see here, we are root. Now I can read the file shadow. Let's see, shadow file. There we go. It's asking for Frank, and I'll simply just copy this from here. I think I'm done. copy, it should be the one. Let me paste it, and there we go. That was the correct answer, and we have successfully completed the lab. There we go. Okay, so we have successfully completed the lab. This was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and in this session we have learned how we can use the programs that a user can run as sudo to escalate the privileges. Okay, as we have used find here, you could have used nano, you could have used less. So try it yourself. You can use less or nano by yourself, and you can try to escalate the privileges. Definitely try it on your own, and you will love to do that. Okay, and as it was asked in the question, how we can leverage nmap to escalate the privileges, then yes, this is how we can do that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have not yet subscribed, do hit that subscribe button and do hit that like button as well. See you in the next video. It's bye for now.